Hey everybody, this is Jose Blasco. We are about to start. I'd like to confirm that sound is good. When you have a minute, I would love to have a quick message from you in the chat box. Just a quick hello would do, and that would tell me that you hear me, and therefore sound is good. Video, obviously, I guess it is. So that way we'd be ready to begin. A quick confirmation when you have a second, guys. Thank you so much. Here we go. We are live in our session. Thanks for that, everybody. Let me turn on the video stream as well. Here we go. I will say hello here from the corner. How are you, my friends? Good to see you all. Welcome to the sharpening session. Today is September 2020. Actually, it's September 2020. Lots of 20s. Today, it's a sharpening day, meaning that we're going to be doing Q&A, listening to you guys, listening to the practice that you put in place, your effort, and of course, all of these normally pays, not only in trading results, but also in developing more knowledge, more experience, and often this leads to questions, okay? So the idea is to work together in today's session, going through the questions you may have, what are the series of things that may have happened to you in recent times in the market, what are the practices that you have done in recent time, and the aha moments you may have had, and we can talk about all of this and more, okay? So that's the plan, Q&A session for today, guys. So I'll be expecting you to interact with me on the chat box, and I'll be more than happy to go deep into anything that you need, but you lead me, okay? Today it's a day where you lead me. Markets are closed. It's not a trading day. It's a sharpening session. So you are the leader, not me. Before we get started, disclaimers. Let me highlight the disclaimer for you so you can read it carefully. Please read every single word of the disclaimer. It's a very important piece of information. It says there that the presentation is for educational and instructional purposes only, and many more considerations. So please read it by yourself, but please make sure you read it. Okay, this is like when you install or you purchase a new device that many people will not go ahead and read the user guide, and that then is a problem. So it's kind of the same thing, okay? So make sure you guys read the disclaimer so you understand the purpose and the legalities around today's session. Anyway, so ready to begin, my friends, ready to begin. So I'm just gonna get the PowerPoint presentation out of the way. We are now looking at TradeStation. I am certainly happy to bring in TradingView as well, and again discuss with you anything that you would like to consult, anything that you would like to check, anything you would like to discuss. Again, today is a sharpening day, okay? So so far I see no questions on the chat box, guys. So again, you lead me, meaning that I'm expecting your questions. Hopefully you do have questions. That would mean that you are putting some time and effort in the marketplace, and that's what I'm expecting from you guys. So you guys let me know. Question time, everybody. There in the chat box, I can see there is a collection of live viewers right now connected. So I'm just depending on you guys. You guys go ahead and type your questions, and we will go over it. Okay. In the meantime, I'll do something quick here. Let me go ahead and bring a browser. One sec, bringing a browser in. Here we go. So I'll just get into our website. I see no questions in the chat box, guys. So hopefully you guys have questions. If not, this is going to be a very short session since, again, today is not a trading day. It's a Q&A day, all right? So I'm counting on you for that. So again, this is our website, isn't it? And there is one thing that is new in our website. So while I'm waiting for you to type your questions, maybe I'll show you that, which is when you click on the join page. And I mean, I'm sure you know this by heart. So you have your memberships, you got your apps, you got your courses. All of this is probably something that you know because it's been like this for a long time and it hasn't changed. But if I scroll up just a little bit, so there is a new section on the website which could be interesting to you guys, which says here, interested but have questions. schedule a clarification call. Okay, so if you are keen on subscribing to AutoUFOs, but you don't know if TradingView or TradeStation is better for you, or maybe you want to do a Forex course, but you don't know what's the difference between the Forex course or the carry trade, or you don't understand if on demand will be good enough for you, or you should do it live, so or maybe the memberships, you're looking at a trade with for membership, you look at a traddictiv membership, you are confused, you're not sure what may be best for you. So in all of those cases and more, then it would be good that you go ahead and you schedule a clarification call, which you do it by yourself by just clicking on this button. That will open up a calendar. So you just pick the date when you have time to be called. Let's say it's September 24, and this will show you now a schedule and time based on your local time, right? And so let's say you have time in your local time. Maybe on that day there are spots available, let's say at 10:30 p.m. Let's say that you wanted to do that. So now you click book, and now next thing you know, you can just type your name, email, and phone number, and optional questions if you have. You can certainly ask the questions in the call, but if you want to have the questions written already before the call, so you make sure you're going to have the answers ready for you. So you can certainly type, and then you click book. And the moment you book, now we'll contact you to confirm that the meeting is taking place, giving you a special link for the meeting and all of those things. So you guys can be in a proper conversation with an expert and have your questions answered as you subscribe to the apps, or enroll in a course or anything that you need in your trading. Okay, guys, I can see that today you guys are extremely shy. Not sure why. Not sure if you were not aware that today was a sharpening session, or it was not obvious enough in the schedule or the calendar in our website. But I'm quite surprised, to be honest, that you guys are not asking any question. I mean, if it was me and if it was my early stages when I started learning how to trade, I would be, just filling that chat box with 1 million or maybe even 2 million of questions. So I'm quite surprised that you guys are not asking any question. Here we go. First question. Very good. Alan, how are you, Alan? So what's the difference between TradingView and TradeStation? Okay, so TradingView is a platform which is, let me bring it here. So it's a trading platform, which, to be honest, if I define TradingView as a trading platform, I'm not precise enough, okay? Because TradingView, it's not necessarily a trading tool. It's more of an analysis tool. It's a tool that provides you with market data. Market data in this case is a chart that you could use for charting purposes, plan your trades. Okay, now having said that, TradingView can be linked to different brokers. Okay, there are many brokers that could be linked with TradingView, and you could connect your TradingView to a broker, and then your TradingView becomes a trading platform, not only a platform for analysis, but also a trading platform. And the beauty of TradingView really is that it's free. Market data for many markets is also free, including real-time, not for all, of course, because many exchanges charge for real-time data, so of course then they would pass that to you. But for many other markets, it's free data, and it's pretty cool. It's really a powerful platform, and also you have access to TradingView on the mobile devices. And the beauty of the mobile devices, the beauty of the mobile version of TradingView is that it syncs exactly with your computer. So let's say on your computer you have this particular chart, and let's say you go ahead and you draw a line. Okay, so let's say you draw a line, or you make a note, or whatever. So now next thing you know, you go check your phone and the line is there. Even though you draw it on your computer, the line is on the phone. Vice versa. If on the phone you make a note, or you do anything, then when you go home or your office and you check on your computer, the line is there, the comment is there. Okay, and it's pretty cool. So that's TradingView. Okay, and again, it also has a let's call it a social media component, in the sense that you can click the publish button here on the upper right. So every time you plan a trade and you're happy with it, and maybe you want to share with the community, so you just click publish, just like you would share a picture on Facebook, for instance. So here you can give a title, a description, explain your trade, and then you can go ahead and share it. You can actually, even if you want to be even more purposeful, when you share your trades, you can go ahead and tag, for example, you tag trade with UFOs. Okay, we're here. Okay, so you can just tag us, and next thing you know, all the Trade with UFO communities can do a search for Trade with UFO trades or traddictiv trades. And again, it's a way on how to team up, if you wish. Again, it's a social media functionality. So TradingView is actually many things, okay? Now, let me go back to TradingView, right? Now, TradeStation. TradeStation is here. And TradeStation is a trading platform because TradeStation is known as TradeStation because there is a company in the US called TradeStation Securities, which is a broker providing access to stocks, to futures, to options, options and futures as well, cryptocurrencies, not Forex though, okay? TradeStation provides Forex charts. So here's a chart of the euro, which I'm loading right now. Okay, so that's the chart of the euro, but there are no Forex charts. Sorry, there is no Forex execution. It's only Forex charts, okay? For Forex, TradeStation is a good tool to do the analysis, but not the execution. For all the other markets, TradeStation is certainly a fantastic tool. It's actually more advanced than TradingView. And also the beauty is that you can, basically not only do the analysis, but actually trade directly from this platform, okay? So that's TradeStation. So in other words, our apps, such as the UFOs, as you can see, they are available here for TradeStation, okay? But if you are not using TradeStation and you use any other broker that is not TradeStation, because remember, TradeStation is a broker. So if you use any other broker that is not TradeStation, then what our app users do is that they use TradingView, okay? They use TradingView. You can use the free version of TradingView, which is what I'm showing you now, okay? If you want to have a bit more functionality, memberships with TradingView are not so pricey. You can check that on their website. And then let me show you, for example, how it looks if you have a premium membership with TradingView. So now notice I got multiple charts on my screen. It's going to load in a second. I got an order panel on the right. So again, you got a bit more functionality if you want to. Again, this is paid, where that one is free. Okay, so for the ones that are utilizing any other broker, for example, let's say you're using a Forex broker, and as I said, TradeStation does not provide Forex execution. So maybe you're using another broker, which is not TradeStation. Maybe you use, I don't know, Wanda, Gain Capital, you name it. There are so many Forex brokers. So then what you would do is you would use TradingView to do your charting and your analysis, and then pick all those price points for your trades, and then input those trades in your Forex broker. Typically, you would use an MT4 platform or something like that if it's Forex. If you are trading in a different country that is not US, because TradeStation is a US broker. So let's say you are trading in a different country that is not US. Let's say you trade UK stocks. Let's say you trade stocks in India. Let's say you trade stocks in Singapore. Let's say you trade stocks in Canada. I mean, you name it. So whatever it is that you trade, you can certainly do your analysis with TradingView. You have all markets worldwide in TradingView. It's absolutely amazing. Okay, so you can, for example, let's say you want to trade DBS Bank in Singapore. Okay, so you would type DBS, then select stocks, and then just look at the right exchange, and here we go, Singapore, SGX, Singapore. So that's going to be your DBS Bank. Okay, and then depending on the time frame you trade, maybe you're a long-term investor of DBS, so you load the weekly time frame for DBS, and now you will know, where are the good and the good buying prices and the good selling prices for DBS Bank. Okay, and by the way, I don't think I got did I get the right symbol? Let me do this again. DBS. No, that one here on the top. I went for the bottom by mistake. It was the second one. I'm looking at the chart and it's like 104. That's not possible. Exactly. 20. That's more like it. So this is DBS. So anyway, so you have stocks, you have products for all markets in the world, and certainly it's very powerful. Okay. What is MT4, Alan? MT4 is the most popular trading platform in the world for Forex trading because it's open source. Okay, it's open source. So just to show you, for example, so here, let me open it on my other computer screen and I will drag it here. So here we go. So this is MT4, which is a classical trading platform for for forex traders around the world. It's open source, meaning that if you see, let me arrange this properly like that. So if you look carefully, the look and the feel of the platform, okay, and you look at the name of the broker here on the upper left, this is a broker called ATC Brokers. You can also see it here, ATC Brokers. Okay. Now, if instead of this one, I was to bring another one, okay, so just 1 second here. Okay, just 1 sec. So notice how here I got another MT4 platform. Notice the look and feel is exactly the same. Okay, the look and feel is exactly the same. But notice that now, I'm looking at a different broker, which in this case is Active Trades. I don't trade using Active Trades, so what I have here is a demo account only. But again, my point is that here's another broker and the look and feel is the same. So again, this is normally for Forex and for CFDs, which are contract for differences, which is a product very common outside of the US. In the US, contract for differences are not allowed, so not popular. But outside of the US, contract for differences are very popular. So for CFDs as well as spot Forex, MT4 is the most popular platform worldwide. It doesn't even compare with any other platform. It's millions and millions and millions of users because it's free. It's free. The source code is free, so brokers can use the platform without having to pay any royalty or licenses fees to anyone. Okay, so it's very popular. Very good. Good questions, Alan. Okay, nice. So I'm just reading the chat box to see if other questions appear. So far, no more questions. Okay, so very quickly here, I would like to show you, if you use the URL tradewithufos and then you add TradingView at the end. Okay, so I will write it down in just a second. Here we go. So if you use the URL www.tradewithufos.com and then you add /TradingView, this will bring you straight into this page with TradingView, where you see you can subscribe for your basic membership, okay, which is free. That's the one I'm using here with that browser, with Edge, with Microsoft Edge. I use the free one. With my Google Chrome, I use the premium one. But again, you don't need to use the premium one unless you are doing, a lot of trading, or you are very advanced, or or just like to have a lot of functionality. Really, the basic one is enough. Okay, and you can have your UFOs in the basic one, and it's free. Okay, so you can scroll down here and see all the functionality attached to the different versions of TradingView. Okay, so again, this the URL I gave you is a kind of like a shortcut, because if not, you need to get into all those different menus, in TradingView to find where is the right place. Okay, because it's the TradingView website has a lot of information in it. So this is a little bit of a shortcut that can help you. Good, Alan. I hear before and after market trading is very risky. Yes and no. It depends on what you're attempting to do. So if what you are, let me show you, and you will see why yes and no. Okay, because again, it depends on, as I said, on what you are trying to do. So for example, here's Facebook. I'm loading Facebook, which is a liquid stock in the US market. And the data that I'm showing here on the chart, let me remove space from the right, so we got more bars on the chart. So the candles that I'm showing you here correspond with the regular session, meaning that this is from 9 a.m. in New York to 9:30 a.m. in New York to 4 p.m. in New York. This is the regular session for the stock market. Okay. Now, if we were to look at pre and post market, okay, notice that all my candles are gray color, isn't it? So if I click pre and post market, some of them are going to be purple or blue. And those are the candles that have to do with the pre and the post market session. Okay. So now take a look at two things. So first of all, and by the way, the first thing is not something we can see on a chart easily, but I'm gonna try to show it to you. So let me add a volume indicator. Okay, so take a look at what's happening here. Okay, so if I zoom in this very wide, notice my color candles, which are pre-market or post-market. Notice the amount of volume that they have. Okay, so 46,000 shares, 13,000 shares, 10,000 shares, 6,000 shares, 34,000 shares, 39,000 shares, and then the market opens, the candle is gray on the top, and now you have millions of shares. Okay, so the difference is humongous. So one of the problems or potential problems of trading the pre and post market, and that's why it has the reputation of being risky, is that liquidity is low. And because liquidity is low, you have a high chance of slippage. So if you were to use stop orders, if you were to use market orders, if you were to chase price, then you're gonna get killed. And if you're trying to do that and trade in and out actively, like if you were to do intraday trading, but you do it in the pre or post market session, you would probably end up in a bad position. And I would go ahead and agree on that generic concept of trading pre and post market. It's risky. Okay. But again, if what you're doing is you're taking profit, right? Or you are entering a trade which is a longer term trade, and you do it pre and post market, and you use limit orders, but limit orders cannot give you slippage. Limit orders will give you the price you limit or better, but never worse. So even if the session is less liquid, okay, you can still have a good price for your entry. And here, for example, and this is just a random place on the chart, but if you purchase at this price and you sold at that price, that would be a great trade. Okay, now notice the gap. What does that mean? It means it was more than 1 day. So the market closed there and the next day started trading. And so again, if you are planning on entering longer term trades and you do it with limit orders, it doesn't need to be problematic. But if you were to try to be too active, then it could and very likely would be problematic. Okay, so this is one consideration for me to add. Okay, the second consideration for me to add, it's about institutional interest. So if you look at Facebook and you look at the pre and the post market session, the UFO here return a statistic which basically has to do with institutional interest, and in this case it shows 46.51%. Now, if I, instead of pre and post market, I show regular session, that 46% becomes 51%. So what does that tell you? Well, that tells you that during the pre and the post market session, really, the institutional interest for Facebook is very limited. In other words, if you were to trade Facebook, it would certainly be a better idea, based on those statistics, to not, absolutely not, to use the pre and the post market session. Okay, in this case, you would be at a disadvantage because basically only you and someone else is trading, but the institutions are not. Okay, and you and someone else together with me, we don't have the power to move the market, but institutional players do. You want to join their moves. We cannot create moves. So in a case like Facebook, you run the UFOs and you will be able to deduct if pre and post market is a good idea or not. Okay, but so in the case of Facebook, it's not. But let me tell you, there will be cases where there is a good idea. Okay, so let me try a few more stocks. Again, this, by the way, varies through time. Okay, so with Walmart, I'm checking Walmart, and I don't know if I'm gonna be right or wrong on this one. Let's see. I'm gonna try a few. So PD stands for pending data. So I did some cache clearing on my computer recently. So I guess we're gonna have to wait a little bit. So notice that during regular session, you got 57, almost 58% UFO performance stats for Walmart. If you would do pre and post market, it's 50%. So notice that it's better than Facebook with Walmart, but still is less during pre and post market compared to what we have during regular session. So again, in this case, it would not be recommended. What if we try, let me see, Costco, for example. So with Costco, we got 46% during the pre and post market. And again, I know that because of the color candles. And if I switch to regular session, 46 becomes 55. So another case where with Costco, it would be better to rely on the data that you see during regular market hours. What about Alibaba? So if we look at Alibaba, during regular market hours, we got 46%. Okay. If we move to pre and post market, we got 45%. Okay. So it's still better in the regular session. Again, I'm just randomly moving from stock to stock just to show you that there are times it's the opposite. Okay, so 47% for PayPal, regular session is 51%. Well, this is Murphy's Law, I guess. Let me try Beyond Meat. Okay, I'm sure we'll find an example. So 45% when looking at regular session data. If I look at pre and post market, now notice we got the opposite. With Beyond Meat, we got 49% institutional interest with the pre and post market data, where without the pre and post market data, we got less. Okay, so in this case, for example, if you were to do a trade, I would actually recommend, again, not for a short-term intraday trade, but for a swing or an investment, I would see it as a better idea, and I guess it's common sense that looking at pre and post market data would actually be more powerful. Okay, so Alan, hopefully this clarifies. Very good questions. Koyo, how are you? Great to join me. Thank you so much, Koyo. How to identify the profit zone by using AutoUFOs? Okay, great, perfect. So let me give you a mini course of what we do when we trade. Okay, so let me go ahead and I need to open a couple of folders here on my side. So I'll load a couple of documents and be able to share on the screen. And let me see. Give me 1 second, guys. Here we go. So when we trade, guys, we follow this process. Okay, this is what we do. Okay, and this is, by the way, this is what you learn, in our courses. So in tradewithufos.com. Okay, so this is loading. So we have the join. Again, many of you know this by heart, but for the ones of you that are newer, so when you come to the join page, okay, here you can see our Forex courses. So both with the on-demand or the live online, okay, you learn what I am about to explain to you at the speed of the light. So this is a flowchart. This is a trading methodology, okay? And this trading methodology has 3 parts. So on the left, you have the before. In the middle, you have the during. And on the bottom, you have the after. Okay, so you turn on the computer, you identify a trade, that's on the left. That's the before the trade. Once you execute the trade and you are on the trade, it will take a while for you to get to the target. So this is the during. And once the trade is completed, either for a profit or for a loss, then that's the after. Okay, that's the after. Okay, so when it comes to targets, this is your box. Okay, and actually we have another box, which is that one too. So when we trade, we actually use 2 targets, one that we call the final target and one that we call the safety target. Okay, and we have a very specific process on how to do that, and that process implies the use of 2 different time frames, where one of them we call it the common time frame, where the other one we call it the edge time frame. Okay, so we have the common time frame. Oh, sorry for that. We have the common time frame and we have the edge time frame. Okay. Let me show you this a little bit. So for futures, for example, okay, and every market got their own set of time frames, but for futures, for example, so this is the time frames that we use. Okay, and you're gonna be like, wow, this is overwhelming. And yes, of course, because futures are a derivative asset, and of course, there are many things to take into consideration. Okay, now the good news is that you only need to care about one column. This is for you if you want to be a very short-term trader. This is for you if you want to be a bit less short-term trader, and this is for you if you want to be even less short-term trader. Okay, so so you pick a column and then you use these values. So that's for futures, which is a bit more complex. Okay, for Forex, it's a bit simpler. And it looks like that. Okay, so we have common time frames and edge time frames. Okay, common time frames, and then we have edge time frames, and then optionally for the conservative guys, we also provide what we call reactive time frames. Okay, that's only for conservative traders, which is absolutely fine to be conservative. Okay, so but it's optional, so I'll skip it right now in this explanation, if that's okay. So the common time frame, okay, basically has one purpose. And the purpose of the common time frame is to answer a question, which is it time to trade or not? Okay, and if so, I just deleted it, guys. Sorry for that. So the common time frame is answering the question: is it time to trade or not? And if so, to the long side or to the short side? Okay, so which side in the market should you be in, assuming it's time to trade? That's the question. Okay, we answer that with a common time frame, and no matter the currency you trade, no matter the market you trade, we do this in the beginning part of the process here, and with the same common time frame, we will then pick the final target. Okay, that's how we do it. Okay, and then we dive into a combination of common and edge time frame, and then edge time frame, and then that we do it to find the entry, to find the stop, and also the safety target. Okay, and again, what is the purpose of the edge time frame? Okay, well, the purpose of the edge time frame is, now that you know it's time to buy or sell, assuming it's time to trade. So the edge time frame will tell you what price at which to buy or sell. Okay, so you know if it's time to buy or sell, and then you know which price is the right price for you to buy or sell. Okay, so it's very structured. It's actually very simple. Okay, even though I could understand if the first time that you see a diagram like this, you feel a bit intimidated. You may think, oh my God, what do I do now? It's actually very simple. Okay, so when running the process, again, I'm going to answer your question here. So we would use the common time frame, and then we would apply AutoUFOs to find the final target. And by the way, we apply autoclimate to find the climate. So autoclimate to find the climate, AutoUFOs to find the target. So it looks like that. Let me do a quick example. So let's say we are looking at the euro US dollar. Okay, and you are, let me turn off everything so there is no distractions on the screen. Here we go. So we have the euro. Okay, and let's say you tell me, based on those time frames, that you would like to be a trader trading the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so your common time frame is 4 hours. So what do? You go to the 4-hour time frame with the euro. In this case, I selected the euro randomly in this case. And what would you do? You would look at the climate. So the autoclimate is the app here below. Okay, this is a free app, so all of you should have it because it's free. There is no monthly anything for you to have autoclimate, so make sure you have it activated. Again, if you don't know how to do that, it's very simple. You go to the join page, okay, and here under autoclimate, okay, you have the free monthly autoclimate. So you just click agree and join, and you follow the steps. Okay, notice there is an $8 activation fee. Okay, let me make this very simple for you. You just apply a coupon code called claim8, and now it's completely free. You got no activation fee and no monthly fee. Okay, so everybody, all of you should have autoclimate. If you don't have it, it's because you choose not to. Okay, again, it's important because autoclimate will tell you about the climate, so you know if it's rainy or sunny, if it's time to trade or not, and if so, should I be a buyer or should I be a seller? Okay, so you install your autoclimate here, and here in this case, it's telling you thick and blue. So to keep it very simple, thick and blue means you want to be a buyer. So coming back to your question, Koyo, if you want to be a buyer, the target would be to sell. Okay, because you're going to have to find in the process. Okay, after you know you want to buy, you're going to have to find a good entry where to buy. Okay, so once you find a good entry when to buy, then you will want to sell at that target. So how do you sell? Let me rephrase that. Where do you sell? What's your target? Well, you turn on AutoUFOs, okay? And notice that here it says 119.62 is the next price point on the chart where we got sell on-field orders. So what should your target be? 118.62, assuming that you are a trader utilizing the methodology of the course, assuming that you're a trader happy using the 4-hour time frame, and therefore aligning yourself with the climate, your target is going to be 119.62. Okay. Now, let's say you use a different methodology, then of course, well, your methodology should dictate where your target is. Okay. Let's say, for example, your methodology is a methodology where you use fibs, and what you do, for example, extensions. Okay. So let's get extensions here. So let's say you have done this. Oh, I just got the wrong extensions. Sorry for that. It's not what I wanted to pick. Where are they? That one. Yeah, I clicked on the wrong one. So let's say you go from here to here, and now let's say price comes a bit down, and then you're gonna buy at this price. And what your Fibonacci tool tells you is that, hey, my target should be the gray line there. Well, you know what? Great, because it's lining up with that UFO. So that should be your target. Wonderful. In this case, it coincides with what Fibonacci would say. Okay. But now let's say that your rule, instead of having you use the gray line, your rule has you use the blue line. So then the UFOs are telling you, well, that's a little too optimistic. That's actually not realistic, because for a price to get to the blue line, it needs to go through the UFO. And the only way that happens is because all the orders are canceled. And that's not likely to happen as long as the climate is blue. So then it would be more prudent in your case, if you were to be this guy, I'm just, improvising a different scenario for you to understand. It would be smarter, if you were to be this guy, to not to take targets at this point, and instead take your profits using the gray line, because that way you don't get in trouble with the red on-field orders, because they will likely bring the price down. If the market was to come up, and get to the red UFO, the market is likely going to come down until it gets to the green. And the moment it gets to the green, it's likely going to go back up to the red or any other UFO that may have formed. Okay, so again, this is how you would set target if you use methodologies other than the methodology that I personally use in the sessions. If you were to do it like I do, you would use nothing else but the UFOs. Okay. And this hopefully answers your question, Koyo. Yep. So I'm just reading the chat box. Yeah, just to make sure I'm missing nothing. Yeah. So it seems that that should be good. I guess it'd be good, Koyo, if you could give me a little bit of feedback if I did answer your question, and all is clear. And you guys, if you have additional questions, this is the time to type, because as you know, it's a Q&A session today. So the moment no more questions are coming in, then the session will be concluded. So just for you to know, guys. I'll take a sip of water in the meantime, if you don't mind. Okay. So just keep looking at the chat box, and it seems that you guys are in quiet mode right now. Maybe weekend time. Yeah, you guys, this is the quietest weekend of all weekends, I would say. So I'm not sure if maybe there've been a little hiccup with a scheduling email or something like that, and you guys were not alerted or informed on time. But hopefully that was not the case. So guys, if you are in the session and you have questions, guys, do not hesitate to ask. I'm super happy to help, and I love to see committed traders. So if you are committed to learning how to trade and you have a question, no matter if it's super basic or super advanced, just go for it. Okay. So it does seem that probably your list of questions is over. So I'll take that as a good thing. It's been a few weeks now. I just want to share this just so you know, which is something that makes me very happy. At the same time, again, I was expecting a little bit more action today, but in recent times we have seen our support team has seen a change in, let's call it a change in trend when it comes to the type of questions that you guys send on the emails to our support team. Probably you all know, okay, just in case if you are new to the session. So let me write it down. We have an email which is support at trade. Okay, let me, don't forget the at tradewithufos.com. Okay, that's our support email. So probably all of you or most of you know this email exists. Okay, so we have a support team. We receive questions all the time. We give answers all the time. But we have noticed, okay, a very, very nice and healthy trend in recent times where questions are way more focused. The questions are, many of your questions are kind of almost answering themselves, and it's kind of like confirmation type of questions instead of very generic questions. And I'm very happy to see that, because that means that you guys are doing a good job. You guys are you are not keeping lessons when you do your courses and your trainings. Like for example, the oh, where's my mouse? Here we go. So when you look at the on-demand course here, this is a course with 58 lectures, right? So there was a time where for whatever reason, some of you were maybe watching 10 20 lessons, and then you would just start trading and just come back to watch more lessons after or whatever. And it seems that we have accomplished, and thank you for that, guys. We have accomplished that you guys are watching the courses beginning to the end, and therefore all the questions are basically answers within the course, and you guys are way more focused. So the fact that questions are limited today, in one hand, makes me happy. And the fact that we are receiving a bit less questions, and questions that are more confirmation type questions, is also a very good sign and makes me very happy too. But at the same time, I want you to know I'm more than happy to help in those sessions, guys. So don't be shy. Alan, I'll try to come prepared with questions. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. You guys can even, when we do these sessions, you can even email me ahead of time, and, just shoot an email, when maybe you have 3-4 questions and you want to ask, and you just put them there, and then during the session, I'll do it. Sometimes we had sessions in the past. You can watch that in the YouTube playlist, right? And you'll see that sometimes we had students that could not make it on time. Maybe sometimes the weekend is very good for some students, but for others it's very bad. So some students could not make it on time, so they would send the questions on an email. I would give the answers, and then they would watch the recording. Sometimes we had questions from students that were let's call it not comfortable with disclosing themselves, and because we talk about trading, sometimes it's money and stuff, and some students may not be comfortable. So what do? They would send an email with the questions, and they would say, hey, you know what, when you want to give the answer, don't disclose it's me, and then we keep it anonymous, but you get your answers. Okay, so just count on us, guys. Okay, no, not an issue. Koyo, yes, finally I fully understand what Duyan Angara and Fadila Hamad explain in their channel. Thank you very much, Mr. Jose. Absolutely, Koyo. My pleasure. And you are in fantastic hands with Duyan and Fadli. Okay, so keep up the good work with them. They are amazing. Super committed as well to the development of the students. And they do one thing that I don't know how to do, which is speaking Bahasa. So, wonderful that you are working with them too. And certainly feel free to join me here and join them as well. Because we trade the same way, and we are the same. Okay, so wonderful to see that. Anyway, everybody, you guys take care. I will see you next time. Keep up the good work, and keep in mind 2020 is a fantastic year to practice trading. It's a unique year. Okay, last time I saw a year like 2020 was basically 2008. There have been years and currencies and markets at that time did speed up and spiced up throughout the time, that's for sure. But when it was really serious, it was 2008, and it's very serious as well in 2020. So if you are new to trading, take it easy with using real money in the markets, but certainly don't miss the practice, even if it's a demo account. And if you go live, keep it very small, I would say, if you're new. And if you're experienced, I'm sure you're having a blast. It's a fantastic year to trade, but careful with human emotions, because it's very easy to get euphoric because you made so much money one day. It's also very easy to get in revenge mode because you got 2, 3, 5 stop outs in a row. Next thing you know, you start breaking rules. So careful there, okay? And again, stay connected, keep up the good work, and discipline goes in front of everything, right? So if I give you this, which is super powerful, but you don't apply discipline to it, it's not going to lead you anywhere, okay? So again, everything I said, I guess, is common sense, but I guess it's a healthy reminder and something for you to think about, especially if you're in learning stages. Just make sure you develop the right mindset. Apart from the right skill, you need the right mindset. Okay, everybody, take care. See you soon. Bye bye.